What's up guys, welcome back to another video. It's Aleksi here. In this video I want to talk about corruption and instinct and what kind of like we show every time we react through that instinct. First link truth and other links, donations, one-on-ones and walk with God course in the description. But so on this topic, you know, a lot of times God shows us or exposes us through environments or people and things, you know, or even thoughts you might get, or maybe some words, you know, pop into your mouth, or like words pop into your brain, right? And these things show you from God. In a sense, it's a sign that, like, in your intuition, that God is trying to tell you your corruption still controls you in some aspect. Maybe it's like lying or being selfish, willful, unrestrained, reckless, whatever it is, like being like too much busying about in the world, you know, whether it's like lust, like there's a lot of things that God shows us in different ways. Maybe you're sinning all the time, like, or smoking still, or like, I don't know, whatever it is, you know, bad habits, old patterns, old people you're holding on to, a lot of things. And also reacting to things that God does in our life. When God shows you an environment you don't maybe like, that's kind of like where you have to understand that, like, God is trying to show us something. Like, he's showing us, oh, don't do this thing, right? Or like that corruption, when you get really angry about something, God, you know, prunes out of you, like in an environment, you get really angry at God and complain about it. That also shows that you're still corrupted and you have a disposition that needs to be cleared out. You know, when you become angry or selfish, or you care about your status and pride and not being humble, and, you know, trying to chase that status and vanity, you know, instead of doing your work properly or your duties properly to God. And that shows that you still have a disposition you need to work on, you know, especially if some kind of environment makes you very angry and you start complaining about God and blaming God truly in your heart, you know. Obviously we have some temporary manifestations sometimes of really small negativities, but that's different from frequent negativity, for example, or, you know, things like these. And you really need to understand these environments that God puts you in when you're a faith path is what exposes your corruption and what you still have inside that needs to be fixed. It could be, again, as I mentioned, all those things, you know. And when you notice yourself holding on to old patterns, sometimes we even unconsciously do it, you need to clear it out. It could be even as small as, like, you have a really bad diet and you're just not eating healthy and moving enough, or, you know, it could be really small things. God will guide you in everything in life, obviously. And obviously things take time to change. Just remember that not everything changes in one day, not every habit clears out in one day. And even if you have a lot of bad things you need to work on, that's gonna just happen over time as God is leading you. You can't clear out everything one day and understand everything one day. That's not possible for me. I've also been doing this for months now, my faith path, and trying to, you know, work on whatever it is, you know. It could be like related to lust, negativity, you know, corruption revealing, you know, maybe it's like selfishness or whatever else, like not being patient enough, not being humble enough, or chasing some kind of status or whatever, caring about what people think of me, like, you know, an identity in society, and having wrong views and whatever. Like, all these things get exposed over time, and that's how you truly change, when you understand all these things. And that's what you kind of need to understand. When that corruption, that instinct, corrupt instinct nature comes out, it's because you're being exposed right there, and you need to understand that you're being exposed right there. So I hope this video helps you understand when you get into a certain environment why you feel like certain negativity or something come out. You know, that's negative and bad, that's not good and positive. That's when you know God is exposing you and you need to do something about it, and he's pruning you and judging you. So just remember that, and check out the truth at the first link, and remember to worship God and pray to God for guidance in all matters like this. So we'll just see you in the next one.